Numbers at first glance seemed way off the mark, but we've got Latha joining in to explain why this GDP number perhaps is not as bad as it initially may seem. Latha.
Well, at first glance, it may appear that the GDP is subpar because our poll was showing 7.3, whereas we've got 7.1 GDP. And GVA, of course, has come in line with expectation. Now, the GDP coming lower is actually a bit of a math and not really bad performance. The calculation is as follows: GDP is equal to GVA plus indirect taxes minus subsidies. Now, what has happened in this quarter is indirect taxes have not grown as much as they grew a year ago, and subsidies have grown much faster than they did a year ago. It looks like the government has made some upfront payment, because in subsidies, April, June, the government numbers show that subsidies rose by 53%. Last year, first quarter, they contracted by 26%. So some upfront food or fertilizer payment may have been made. Likewise, when it comes to taxes, they did not grow as much as they grew last year. Excise duties have grown by 61% compared to 102% last year, largely fuel excise. And customs duty grew by 18% this year compared to 22% year ago. So indirect taxes did not grow, and that is why you have a lower GDP number of 7.1. This math may not work throughout the year, so one need not be very despondent about the 7.1% GDP. The other point that is positive is that government expenditure is very high, just as we indicated on subsidies. Even if you looked at public health, education, that entry, the growth in GDP in that category has been in double digits. The negatives are in the private consumption. That has slowed to 6.7% compared to 8% year ago. Agriculture is way below expectations, though the hope is that in the months to come it will improve. Another big disaster is construction. That's grown just at 1.6%, bringing down the entire industry figure. So that again is something which may not be able to be made up. Capital formation is a genuinely bad number, contracting by 3%. Now, most economists are still holding back and saying that they will not revise their full year number of 7.7 or 7.8, but some definitely are. The market may ignore this number, looking at only the arithmetic problems with the GDP.